You're all having yourselves a great hump day. That's right. It's Wednesday, a little bit after 7 o'clock, and we're getting through this positional breakdown series. Training camp is upon us, a couple weeks away. We've gotten through all of the skill positions. We've gotten to the quarterback. Now we're on to the boys up front, the offensive line. And you know we have one of the best offensive lines in the game. We've added some depth pieces, some really important ones, and we've got some really important ones that could be some bait. So we're going to talk about all of those pieces. As you see here, we're going to go through the centers, the guards, the tackles. We're going to talk about who's on the bubble, and then I'm going to give you my projected depth chart, how many we're keeping on that initial 53. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in, taking the time today, or if you're watching this later, I appreciate you too. Thank you for hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, everything you are doing to support me. I truly appreciate the hell out of you, but let's go. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to throw them my way. But without further ado, let's get it started, Jesus, with the starters in the middle. That's one guy named Jason Kelce, and thank God he came back another year. We talked about how important that would be, and well, he did. Now, we also talked about before this draft, getting his replacement to ensure we were not just hung out to dry once he left. So the Eagles went ahead and drafted Cam Jurgens this year, the second-round pick, and Jason Kelce has spoken very highly of the young man. So really excited about that. You know, Jack Anderson, when we brought him in last year, the versatility there, that really helped him out, being a center and a guard, somebody that frequents the bro barn, someone that Gabe actually knows personally. So a good dude, but we'll see how he fares now that they brought in Cam Jurgens. He did provide that depth, and having that versatility is always a plus. So the center position I feel really good about because, well, we still have Jason Kelce here, so he gets to teach his protege everything he knows, and hopefully this kid can be anywhere near what Jason Kelce is, and we'll be sitting pretty. So I love that, and I, obviously love the pick, and a lot of people were upset we didn't get Nakobe Dean, right? Got a lot of messages that next morning, but hey, we ended up with him anyway in the third round. Beautiful, beautiful. What is going on? My man JC in the building. What's going on, dude? Hope your week is going well. It's right in the middle here. I'm ready to go on my damn vacation. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to fit in the special team. So I got one more show, then I'll be on vacation. I'll come back. I'm going to cram in all the defense there before training camp. So it's going to be a wild ride, but I hope you're enjoying this damn content because I'm getting pumped about training camp. I know a lot of people don't like that stuff or preseason. I like it all. I want it all. I need it all. And there's competition everywhere. So you talk about at center, not really competition for the starting spot, but Cam Jurgens holding it down as the future, hopefully. But you've got Jack Anderson there. Maybe he can find himself, working in with the guards, showing that with that versatility, they keep him around. We know Nate Erbig having that really helped him out and allowed him to grow. So you never know. But let's take a gander at the Eagles guards that they have. And this is a question mark here. This is the first one on offense where I don't know who the starter is because we know Landon Dickerson at left guard. Love that, dude. What a great pick he was. And, I'm excited about his future. But at right guard, Isaac Seumalo coming back healthy. I feel he's one of the most underrated guards in the league. But he's coming back healthy, and he's going to want a damn starting spot because with that left guard spot, he was always overshadowed by Lane Johnson, Jason Peters, Brandon Brooks, Jason Kelce. So nobody really gave the credit to Isaac Seumalo. And I really thought he did well. Dude won a Super Bowl. I think that, he's going to fight for this job. And I think one of my favorite battles to watch here this year is going to be Jack Driscoll versus Isaac Seumalo. Who wants to win that right guard spot? Looks like they're both healthy enough to battle it out. And I can't wait to see it. Both these guys frequent the bro barn, close with some of the guys I'm close with. So it's really awkward for some of these guys, but it's cool. They get to work close with them. And these guys are professional. They're friends, and they're trying to, do everything they can to battle it out. And I can't wait to see who wins that job. But Jack Driscoll provides that versatility as well, where he can play guard and tackle. And Isaac Seumalo provides that versatility as a guard and center. So you've got versatile guys. I think all three of those guys clearly make the team. But beyond that, you brought in the undrafted kids in William Dunkel out of Miami, Josh Sills there. And then you have Sua Opeta, who we all know that, he's well-liked in this organization, especially by Jeff Stoutland. So I think that he definitely has a possibility to stay here. He always is able to step right in. He knows the system. So I think that, that always helps him out. But we've got some young men, Dunkel and Sills, who are really going to push him. And I'm really excited that there really is competition all across the board. And when you get to guard here, man, it's going to be really exciting to see. So I'm pumped up about it. What is going on, my man Jay in the building? Talking to birds, man. Appreciate you stepping in, my man. What's up, best O-line? I agree. Yo, what's going on, dude? Hope you're having a great night so far. And look, man, I can't wait to see this offensive line. I really don't care who is at right guard because either one I'm going to feel comfortable with. So, yep, I think it's still going to be one of the best offensive lines. I'm with you, man. And look, I'm excited about it, and I don't think there's a debate either. This offensive line means business, and Driscoll is the man. You guys know when he got that first start week 1 last year when it was Herbig and him up against that Washington front. They did really well. We talked about, oh, he can't play tackle. He's got short arms. That's what they were trying to say about him. He did really well. Stepped in for Lane Johnson. Did really well. Providing that versatility that Jack Driscoll does. I think he definitely makes a team, and he could definitely win that starting job. I cannot wait to see it. So he and Sayamalu got themselves quite a battle ahead. Isaac, a trade candidate. Coincidence? Is Driscoll a franchise right guard? No. One thing we talked about is I don't know if he's a franchise. I wouldn't say that right now, man. But I think he's a possibility to replace Lane Johnson whenever Lane decides to hang it up, whether that's 2-3 years. But you keep bringing up someone like Driscoll, in the sense that you teach him guard, you teach him tackle, he could be that swing tackle. He can help you in so many spots, and then he'll get his starting spot. And maybe, one of the things, if you go check out those older videos, Isaac Sayamalu is one of those trade candidates because you can save about $5 million in cap space. So he's definitely a candidate. He's somebody that's on the board there. So that's something we've talked about all offseason. So if he loses the job to Driscoll, if they feel really comfortable about one of these young men in Sills or Dunkel, maybe they move on. And, not just these guards. We talk about the versatility, and we've mentioned some of those other guys, but let's get into the tackles because you have some versatile tackles as well. And these guys, oh, yeah, we've got the Twin Towers. We all know about Mailata and Lane Johnson. I mean, oh, my God, that's the best tackle combination in the game. And then you've got some great depth there. We ensured that we had LaRaven Clark for this year. Andre Dillard, a bust to some whatever. Obviously, as a first-round pick, you shouldn't be losing to a seventh-round pick, but I still think he has some value. So not necessarily a bust, but definitely a trade candidate as well. So maybe in camp, someone needs a tackle. Maybe someone like the Chiefs, with the issues they're having there with Orlando Brown Jr., maybe they make a move for Dillard. I really don't know, but you've got some guys here. Now, Brett Toth still banged up. I believe he could start on the PUP list. So you've got Toth there. You've got Jared Williams, an undrafted free agent. And then Coyote Awasika. We talked about him last year, one of the undrafted free agents to watch. And man, he stepped it up. You love to see it. And Coyote can actually play tackle and guard as well. So maybe if he plays so well and then you get one of these other younger guys balling out, you can go ahead, make a trade of Isaac Sayamalu. And look, you already let Nate Herbig walk. So I don't know if I would want to play with fire too much there just because of the injuries we have dealt with on the offensive line. And Isaac Sayamalu and Jack Driscoll are both coming back from injury. So in my opinion, I would keep them both. The move to make is give Javon Hargrave an extension. If you want to save money or do whatever, that's the move you make. I don't think you get rid of either of those guys. I would keep them. And I think this entire line, you talk about all of that depth you saw there, and I'll show you one last time. The tackles there, I can't talk today, but I really think this is definitely one of the best offensive lines. But the depth, you could start these backups, and it would be better than some of these offensive lines out here. So really exciting to see that, and I just think we're stacked. So who is on the bubble? Who do we think could go? So that has been the question, and something, we've definitely talked about. So something I mentioned, obviously was Isaac Sayamalu. I don't think I would mess around there just due to the fact that, man, he's been banged up, but so has Jack Driscoll, and you got rid of Herbig. So I really don't know if I want to mess around there. We'll see what they do. But on the bubble, we're going to talk about some of the guys that are working their way. And yes, I have Andre Dillard here because he's the left tackle. He is the backup, and he is, definitely holding it down there, but he's got value. So if you can move him, if you can get something for him, save a little bit of cap space, I'm all aboard. So here are the guys. I've got Dillard on there, and you'll notice I do not have Isaac Sayamalu on there. And as much as I've mentioned, he is a trade candidate. If somebody calls with the right price, you got to pull the trigger, I think. And, that's if Driscoll's, healthy and you feel the other guys are confident. So it's definitely a possibility, something we've talked about for months. But here's my opinion on what is going on here. So you've got Dillard or Clark, in my opinion, here with the tackles. One of these guys could definitely go because, Clark is more versatile. He can play right tackle. And I think that Dillard is strictly a left tackle. And I think that, with the money you could save from either and maybe get something in return for Dillard, it would make sense if you let one of them walk, if maybe one of these younger guys could step it up. So you talk about, guys like Awasika, who I really like, with that versatility. You talk about Jared Williams, Josh Sills, and you talk about William Dunkel, the undrafted kids. Maybe somebody wants to step it up and show out. You never know what you're going to see. Jack Anderson. You talk about Sua Opeta, some interior guys that want to provide some depth, but going to be some nice battles here, man. And we talk about Brett Toth. I think the luxury he has is he can just start off on the PUP list, come back after 6 weeks, and whether somebody steps it up and then he kind of just is out of a job, or if we need someone and he's stashed, that's kind of a, not a good thing. You don't want to see anybody hurt, but, it could be a positive if you need a lineman that is versatile like Brett Toth that can play tackle and guard. So we'll see. But got some comments here. So let me jump over here. Doing fine. That's good to hear, my man. Also, Andre gained some stock after getting bigger in the gym. Oh, yeah, man. And he, last year he was able to come in and start and really brought his value up. So I thought that was a blessing in disguise as well. So didn't want to see Mailata over at right tackle, but he got to learn a little bit. Dillard came in when Lane was out. So, hey, man, I'm just hoping he has some kind of value there. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy these graphics. Definitely try to put some things in there that you guys enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed it. Driscoll will eventually replace Lane. Sam Malu much stronger than Driscoll. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. So it looks like Marina agrees that Driscoll will replace Lane. So, yeah, I mean, that's something we were just mentioning there. So we'll see what happens here. I have A.J. Brown blocking on the left side, and there should be numerous times we'll be allies for – oh, man, we're the number one rushing attack. We're going to keep running that ball. I can promise you that. Run that damn ball. Preseason and backup offensive lineman. Yeah, man. And that's what's so exciting to me about preseason. People, I don't care about training. It's like, I do. I want to know everything about every player. I want to know the young guys. I want to see who's battling it out. I cannot wait. Can't wait. And yeah, man, with Brooks retiring, with letting go of Urbig, that's a lot of guys. Time to step it up. Right for the Eagles engine room. Yeah, man, we're going to keep things rolling. You know it, dude. That's the best offensive line you got. Opeta not on the bubble. Yeah, well, in my opinion, he is because, there are guys that are young and versatile, and they could definitely push him out of a spot. Take a third for Dillard. I would pray we could get a third for Dillard. I'm not sure we could get that much, but you never know if someone becomes dependent. Teams are wild, man. They throw some wild stuff out there. For real, and lining up the next segment, we are in at the right. Yeah, man. And look, I appreciate you. And this, let's take a look again at on the bubble here. These guys here, you have to understand that put them on all for a reason, because you're going to see here in a second how I have the depth chart lined up. Some of these guys, their versatility is going to push some of these other guys out the door. So Opeta wasn't originally on this picture, but that's funny. I appreciate you bringing that up. So let's actually get into that. Let's look at the projected O-line depth chart. And I had to put up a few different pictures here because I was like, I really don't know which way they want to go with this, because some risky business here, man, with the injuries we've had. So let's take a gander at what I've got here. So up first here, this is if we were to trade away Andre Dillard. If you get rid of Andre Dillard, you could get away with having LeRaven Clark as your backup left tackle. Then you have Jack Driscoll, who provides you depth at right guard and also right tackle. And maybe he's the starter at right guard, so you've got Sayamalu there. If anything were to happen, Sayamalu kicks into guard, Driscoll out to tackle. You get it. Cam Jurgens, they are trying to teach him guard positions. That's great. So maybe he provides a little bit of depth there with Opeta and Driscoll. So you've got a couple of pieces that can play multiple positions. So for me, I've got 9 guys right here. And then you see at the bottom right there, Brett Toth on the PUP list. I feel you could get away with that, and I would not be mad about it. I feel maybe we're closer to 10 guys starting the initial 53, but I'm going with 9 here. And I feel just because of this situation, if you could get something from Dillard and you really like some of these young guys, you stash them on the practice squad, you have Brett Toth stashed, and you know he can play tackle and guard, so he also provides that versatility. So you really like to see stuff like that. And then, another one, and this one is if you were to get rid of Clark, which you could save like $1 million in cap space. And maybe you're like, okay, we don't really need him. Some of these younger guys stepped it up. Well, now you're just essentially having Dillard instead of LaRaven Clark. So you could keep Driscoll, the same deal going on, Cam Jurgens, Sua Opeta. So you could get away with that as well. And then I had one where, man, what if you just wanted to keep LaRaven Clark and Dillard and they actually might let Sua Opeta go? And I know that sounds crazy because I'm someone that's very aware. That's why I brought it up earlier that, Jeff Stoutland loves Sua Opeta. So the dude's going to battle to the death. We're going to see if some of these young men can push him out. But that's what's so exciting to me about this damn off season. There are actually battles, and it's not for the starting spot when it comes to, the offensive line other than that right guard. So it's the depth battles that I'm looking for. And dude, I can't wait because you see right there with all that versatility, some guys could be out the door. So it's very, very interesting to see. We're going to find out what happens here very, very soon. So, let me get back into these. Let's go Birds. What's going on, Dylan? Appreciate you tuning in. Raven Clark is a dope name. It is pretty cool, right? Every time I type it out, I'm like, that's pretty bad. LaRaven. Quote LaRaven. Nevermore. All right. There's a great offensive line sophomore Landon Dickerson who stays healthy. Young Cam Jurgens is a rookie under the best. Yeah, man. Exactly. And we were just mentioning that earlier. He gets to learn from Jason Kelsey, so you love to see it. Obviously drafted a gem in my, what a gem that was. Good job, Howie, on that one. Could Driscoll play left tackle? No, that's something you don't really want to see him with, especially with those shorter arms. And that was something they said why he wouldn't be able to play right tackle, right? But he did well. He did really well. And I think Marina had mentioned, piggybacking off what I said, I think that he's going to be the replacement, for Lane Johnson, at least if you need someone, especially this year. Now, I'd like to see us draft people, keep the competition up, things like that. So I have no idea if he's the franchise there. Someone also had asked, but I really love the fact that, he can play right guard, he can play right tackle, and he even dabbled a little bit at center. So he's trying to learn everything, man, a little left guard, and he could. In an emergency situation, he could be thrown over there. So the dude can play every position. You love Jack Driscoll. I love Jack Driscoll. I think he's awesome. So I think he's a huge part of the future of this team. And I'm not going to be mad whoever wins that job between he and Sayamalu. Lane's the best right tackle in the league. Samel can be, Sayamalu is the man. And dude, Sayamalu is really good. He doesn't even need to have good guys around him. He's really good. I just think because he's had such good guys around him, talked about earlier, when you've got Jason Peters on the left of you when he was at left guard, and then you've got Jason Kelsey, Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, and it's like overshadowed, right? But I think he's really good. But yes, you're correct. You got Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey on each side of you. That works out pretty well. So excited to see what happens here, man. I really am. Oh, that was the best. Oh, yeah. Stoutland's the man. We know it. And we've got the number one rushing attack with a versatile quarterback who's only getting better. I'm in. And a defense that is vastly improved. We're still going to run those odd fronts. We're still going to be a multiple scheme defense, but we actually got a nose tackle, a Sam linebacker, a couple interior linebackers, an outside corner, a safety. Oh, yes, we did. Yes, we did. I can't wait to see it, man. Over 2,000 snaps. Yep, that's right. And Ben Fennell will Dunkel far before the draft, so I'm excited to see what we can do. Yeah, we talked about Will Dunkel actually before the draft too, Dylan. So I'm excited about a lot of these guys. We've talked about these undrafted. You guys hopefully have caught. Wow, told you I can't talk today. Hopefully you've caught all of the shows leading up. I mean, there's enough content to get you through the apocalypse, man. Try to break down everything pre-draft, post-draft, free agency, whatever your heart's could desire. We're going to keep doing it until we get to training camp, and then it's going to get more intense. And if you guys have just started tuning in, you know, it's going to be loaded when it comes to the season. I try to give you content every single day, stuff that we can talk about. And, we break down the matchups from the week before. And then we talk about the matchup upcoming. We talk about their injury report, the other team and all the other stuff going on, man. I just try to keep you guys up to date with everything. So I hope you appreciate it. Driscoll, better tackle than guard. No, he is definitely a better guard than tackle, but did really great as a tackle. Loved to see him there, but really think he could win that right guard job. I think he does really well in there. Love to see it. Remember that awful 2020 season, 4-11-1. The roster looked good. I was excited. I was confident in this team. Oh, yeah, this is a much different team, my man. Much different. They actually added the pieces they wanted. They didn't have Doug Peterson being stubborn, Carson Wentz failing. We actually have people that, are forming a brotherhood, want to win, smart-minded coaches. I'm really excited about the future. And, as I told you guys last year, I think we could be contending for a Super Bowl this year if we use those picks right, if we use that cap right. And we did. I really think, because I mapped out what I wanted them to do, and they pretty much did all of it. So it's like, I feel very confident. People are like, hey, you shouldn't, just because they sign people. It's like, well, if I said I was going to be confident if they did it and then they did it, how can I not stick to my word, right? So I'm still confident in this team, and I won't change that. I know we need to see it on the field. This looks like a great team on paper. Exactly. But I'm not going to say anything too confident. Well, Okay, and I 100% agree with you here because the thing to me is, yes, you have to wait to see it. And we're going to see how long it takes for these guys to gel. There's going to be some mistakes, a couple bumpy roads at the beginning, not like last year, but I think that they're going to have some growing pains. That's okay. That's okay. Things don't just happen. This isn't Madden, oh my God. But as you said, it looks great on paper. But my excitement comes from where were the holes? If you fill these holes, man, this team, nobody realizes, we're the number one rushing attack last year. This defense, by the end of the year, I think it was like 8th in points allowed and 9th in yards allowed. That's pretty good for a team that was near the bottom for most of the season. So they started getting better and better and better. And you can talk about their opponents. I don't care. Whatever it is, this team improved. And they didn't even have a nose tackle, and they were trying to run odd fronts, which was odd to me. So you hear a lot of chatter about the Eagles are changing their scheme. They're not. They already ran these schemes. They just needed to actually add pieces. So why did Fletcher Cox struggle? Why did Javon Hart? They have these guys playing nose tackle when they're not nose tackles. There is a difference there. So this zero technique monster named Jordan Davis gets added. That's who you guys remember I begged for forever. That's who we got. You have to have a nose tackle if you're going to run these odd fronts like you did last year. So we got a nose tackle. You needed an upgrade, a real Sam linebacker over Jannard Avery. So our number one target in free agency was Hassan Reddick, right? And then our top linebacking target, middle linebacker, and not middle, but you get what I mean. Not a Sam linebacker. He's somebody that can play weak side, strong side. He can move around. I love Kaiser White. So we got all these guys. We talked about improving over Steven Nelson. We get James Bradbury. We talked about him specifically. We get him. We talked about how Tart would fit into this defense with his versatility. We go out and get him. We drafted Nakobe Dean. I mean, I'm pretty excited because that's what we needed to do. We did it. We're going to see what it looks like, but I'm excited about the future of this team. Very. Dunkleberry doesn't sound so enticing. Dunkleberry, huh? No doubt. We have too much depth. Sayamalu will start the season on IR. No, Sayamalu is actually healthy, and he is playing right now. So may the best man win between he and Driscoll. Opeta will end up being a better guard than Driscoll. Hey, I don't know. Opeta's been in the league 5-6 years. I think he's reached his ceiling. So I think Driscoll's going to be better. I think that Driscoll will be a long part of the future. I don't think Sua Opeta is beating out Jack Driscoll. So I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I love Jack Driscoll. I think he is going to be big part of this future, whether or not he beats out Isaac Sayamalu for that right guard spot or not. But I also made you a nice little clip video just to get you pumped up. And that's right. Yeah. Offensive line video. And it's, dude, finding these clips. It was fun. So, yeah, even those couple clips, man, I cannot wait to see this offensive line just throwing people around, dominating like they do, allowing this team to be that number one rushing attack. Can't wait to see it. I agree with you. Yeah, you've got a few tough opponents, but exactly, Arizona will not have D-Hop. Your division opponents are always going to be tough. Packers without Devontae Adams. I like Christian Watson, though. It was a good pick for them, but they've got some tough opponents for sure. But I think this team, we've talked about it. We won 9 games last year. I think this team could definitely at least win 12 games. I went as wild to say 14, and I know people were upset about that. But look, if you're looking at this, and I'm going to make another schedule breakdown. And I said, once we sign a corner and a safety, we'll come back to it. Because I talk about if you go against some of these teams with the secondary we had at the time, you might find yourself in some trouble. Now I feel we can look at things differently, and I cannot wait. So I'm pumped about it, man. Most of these have lost their wide receivers, Mari. Exactly. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be really exciting. That's all I'm going to say. I really can't wait, man. And I think this team is going to do pretty well this year. Yeah, and look, it's the NFL. Any given Sunday, my man. So I agree with you 100%. You know, we're not just like gonna win those games because I said so. You have to actually like form a team, and I think they're already doing that. You see these guys going to war for each other, sticking up for each other, like we've been trying to do, and you love to see when the teammates are doing it because the locker room wasn't like that the past few years. So I love what Jalen Hurts is spreading around here. AJ Brown here sticking up for him, you know, stomping out any fake news. And you see the people that are talking trash to him. They always, everybody that says Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback, he's going to fail. And the Eagles are down on him. They're trading him, Deshaun Watson. Every time, if you look, you'll see a day later, not even a week, you will see they will have something else about how he's the greatest quarterback. He's going to be the greatest Eagles quarterback ever. He was the Lord. It's like, what the fuck? I thought you just said he was the worst ever. I can't keep up with the flippy floppy. So, holy shit. I'm just going to get behind my quarterback and hope for the best, right? So, let's go. Pancakes all day, baby. Let's go. Team Driscoll all day. I'm Team Eagle. So, whoever, may the best man win. But I love me some Jack Driscoll. I also love Isaac Sayamalu. So, yo, appreciate you. I am going to get rolling out here, though, guys. Really appreciate all of you tuning in, all of the questions, comments, all of your opinions, whether you agree, disagree. I love it all. So appreciate you guys. And as I said, I'm going to try tomorrow to jump in here, and I'm going to make a special teams one so we can get the defense when I come back from vacation. But if you're missing anything, you want to talk, anything, whatever it is, reach out to me. I do not mind. I will definitely try to get back to you when I see it. And, you know, exactly. That's something we talked about. Go check out that record projection one. And I talk about that. You know, that's a big deal for those teams. But not having the secondary pieces yet, that was also a concern for me. But we got those. So we shall see. Double block from my lotto was awesome, was it not? I loved it. Loved every minute of it. Every minute. Got to remember Dak. Still had a great team around him. That's just Dak. Still had Zeke, Buckfield, CD Show, Great Flames. Oh, dude, the Cowboys will always be a problem. Any divisional opponent is always going to be tough. That's always how it is. Hit that like button. Indeed, JC, I appreciate you. Anybody, if you enjoyed this content, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. You can turn that notification bell on, know when we're going live next, and you can join us. We can talk some birds. Yo, we're going to talk about Jake Elliott tomorrow and the special teams, which it's not just going to be the kicker, punter, and the long snapper. I'm going to talk about the return specialist, which I'm very excited about. So I'm going to put together some highlights there, talk about who we've got competing. We finally got some competition there. So really, really pumped about that. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow. But I truly appreciate you guys taking the time tonight. One-handed block with Cameron Jordan made him look like a rag dude. That was awesome. Love me some Lane. Love me some Jordan and Jason. Those were the guys that were shown in that video. But I appreciate you guys. Have a great night. Dylan, thank you. Amber, Marina, JC, Nightings, everybody, all of you. If I forgot you, it's because I'm a drifter. But I do appreciate every one of you. Try to catch all of your comments. If I missed anything, well, again, I'm a drifter. Have yourselves a great hump day. I'll be back tomorrow before I go on that vacation. But if you have any questions, bring them to me tomorrow or comment down below. Wherever it is, you can find me on any of these social platforms. I always am down to talk some birds with you guys. Trying to get life all crammed in here before I go on vacation. That's always how it is. And then I'm just going to try to relax and hope that vacation turns into work as well, because putting that out in the opportunity. Let's just hope a great opportunity comes my way. We're working toward it, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go. Let's go. All right, guys, have yourselves a wonderful night. And again, if you need anything, reach out to me. Night Inks, yo, I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. And I'm glad you enjoyed the content. But have yourselves a good one. This has been Jimmy Smith with On the Road to Victory, which the Eagles will be. But you guys have yourselves a great night. Stay safe out there. And as always, go Birds!